Alright, so here we are on the Vivitar 24 at 2.8. This is infinity focus. I'm going to test it somewhere else so you can see it too, but this is infinity. That's close focus right there. We can just kind of see everything in detail. This is at an f4. That's infinity. Kind of mid-range. That's close focus for you. So as you can see, as I'm pulling the focus, there's quite a lot of play. This is me moving it around a bit on the extreme, but there's quite a lot of play in the mount, so be careful with that kind of stuff. Here we are at 5.6, infinity, kind of mid-range, and close focus. It's a bit underexposed right now, but it's because yeah, if I drop the ND, it will be a bit overexposed, as you can see. Here we are on the 35, 1.9 at 1.9. This is infinity, kind of mid-range here. Here we are, close focus. Quite a lot of breathing, but it's kind of to expect from older lenses. But you see the roll-off is very nice and tidy. This is at a 2.8. Going through the range, full off is very nice. Close focus is pretty incredible. That's kind of in the middle of my hand in focus, and I'm like right in front of the lens. So pretty good close focus. 2.8, nice and sharp. Good detail, everything. Here we are in f4. That's infinity. Kind of mid-range here. Close focus, as you can see, close focus is pretty impressive. So yeah, 35 is pretty cool. Quite a big jump. Here we are already at the 100. I don't have anything in between in the series, unfortunately. So this is infinity focus. This is 2.8, which is the max aperture. There's some nice detail there. That is infinity. Excuse me, that is infinity. Some nice detail and everything. And that is close focus. Close focus is pretty bad. You have to probably go to about 1 meter, but again, to be expected. As you can see, the bokeh is nice and smooth. It's pretty cool, actually. So to do close-ups, to have this in the background, it's pretty nice. You can see some nice detail shots with the 100 at 2.8. This is at about 3 meters, 3.5 meters. The lens is telling me 3.5. So yeah. Here we are at f4. I had to take out 2 stops of MD, so it's a bit overexposed, but you see it's very nice and clear. Nice, good detail. There's probably some chromatic aberration around here. Can't really tell here, but it's gonna be there. Yeah, a lot of nice detail. I'm gonna drop more ND in there so we can see. There we go. This is at an f4. So pretty nice and sharp. Here we are back on a 35. This is at 1.9. Again, very nice and smooth bokeh. Really interesting to look at. So yeah, I think this is at close focus. So if you have a subject like this, you know, it's nice and soft and smooth roll off like that. It's pretty cool. I like it. Again, some nice detail. Of course, there's going to be some blooming with this lens at 1.9. And again, probably some chromatic aberration and stuff. Can't really find it here right now, but still pretty nice and clean. Some blooming, but overall pretty cool. Now we're at a 2.8. As you can see, it has sharpened up a lot. Super nice and clean. Nice detail. Let's see. All the details in the balconies and everything around here. Flowers are nice and crisp. And at close focus, see the bokeh is still nice and smooth. So if we do something like this, you know, it's a pretty pleasing image. Whatever chromatic aberration is still there, of course, but way more controlled since we have stopped down. Here we are back on the 24, 2.8, and I really like this lens. It's a pretty cool lens. Already at 2.8, there's a lot of nice detail. Roll off is pretty nice and smooth. So to get nice, cool establishing shots, you know, this is a pretty sweet looking lens, I think. Bit overexposed on the buildings in the background, but what can you do? So here we go to close focus. Again, nice and smooth bokeh, you know, and here we are. That's close focus right there. So it's pretty, you can do some pretty decent close-ups like that. Imagine having a face right here. It's a cool idea, actually, having a face like here, panning away like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, having a look at the buildings in the background. Nice and clean. And the flowers. This is an f4. As you can see, the bokeh is still nice and smooth. Everything is sharpened up. Here we go to close focus, and you can see the background is nice and blurry, but you still have the context of everything. So f4 on this lens is a pretty good place to live. And again, here is close focus. We can do something cool like that. This is at an f4. It's giving you some nice detailed shots like this. You get a feel of the bokeh. Then we bump it up to 2/8. As you can see, nice and smooth bokeh in the background. Good details still. Pretty nice and sharp. Not a lot of chromatic aberration. Yeah. There's some, of course. So here, this leaf right here now, that's close focus. You can see my arm, like as a reference here. My hand. The bokeh is nice and smooth. Detail is good. Back on the 35, this is close focus, as you can see. I moved the camera back a bit. Very shallow depth of field at a 1.9. See some chromatic aberration and ghosting in the bokeh here, which again is to be expected. It's still pretty nice image. It's a bit soft, especially at close focus. But we still retain a lot of the detail. But as you can see, some ghosting and chromatic aberration. Here we are at 2.8. It has cleaned up a lot. Still some ghosting going on. But as you can see, the detail is nice here. You can see the roll-off has some ghosting to it. Nice and crisp details there. Yeah, looking pretty good. Here we are at 2.8. This is minimum focus. We're talking 20 centimeters from the lens. Pretty good detail. You can see some chromatic aberration even here. There's not a lot of highlights here, but you can still see it in the bokeh, which gives it this kind of ghosting effect. But yeah, pretty nice and smooth. Stepping up, like going here back to 1.9. That's pretty soft, close focus. But center of image is still pretty clean. Here's 2.8 as a comparison. 2.8, 1.9, 2.8. So, back on the 100, 2.8. You see this lens is already way more controlled than the 35, which again is probably to be expected. Close focus is quite bad. Not even a close focus here. Let's see. Let's move it back. Yeah, that's close focus. And that's pretty far away. It's like 1.5 meters at least. I would say it is. Yeah, that's close focus. Chromatic aberration is quite well controlled actually. These lenses in general are a bit magenta, I find. But as you can see, the detail here is very nice. The bokeh is very nice and smooth. The roll-off is very nice and smooth. As you can see here with some foreground stuff, background stuff. You know, we're getting some pretty good detail out of it. So overall, the 100 is pretty nice, but it's a bit magenta. A bit too magenta for my taste, but again, this can be corrected out. So, just a disclaimer, all of this footage is just like basic, very basic. I haven't done anything color, just on contrast. So yeah, here, this is 2.8, by the way. This is an f4. You see already, it's nice and clean compared. Very nice and clean here. Bokeh is still very nice and smooth. So again, an f4 is a pretty good place to be on this and the 24. And also the 35. So yeah, look like this. Bye.